Namaskar, good evening. I welcome to my English YouTube channel Life and Economics. I also would like to tell that I have also created another Odia YouTube channel. The name is Life and Economics. In Odia it is known as Jibana or Arthaniti. Today I would like to discuss about one of the important topics, that is the role of media. Particularly, the role of media is very important in strengthening, protecting our democracy. The success and survival of democracy depends upon how the media is transparent, how it is free from government intervention or clutches of its owner. But in India, media is not as free as it is publicized. In foreign countries, particularly in USA, media has a lot of independence. But in India, media has lost independence. Particularly when we discuss about the media is of two types. One is mainstream media and another is social media. Mainstream media today does not represent the voice of voiceless. That is the biggest question today. There is a lot of discussion is also made on the role of media. Particularly in recent years, the intervention of government has increased. Particularly what I feel, I have the experience of writings for the last 18 years and 6 months without any interruption. Even there is no single month in which I have not written. And I have also experience of participating in regional television for the last 10 years. Normally what I have seen or noticed, there was no intervention in editorial comment or articles in the editorial page or news content, because articles in editorial page or editorial comments or discussed in televisions are treated as an academic exercise. Normally when any news goes personally against anybody, or it exposes the failure or misdeeds or any bad behavior or anything misdeeds, then there may be some intervention. But there was never intervention in the articles published in newspapers or various discussion in televisions. But that is now happening. That is the most detrimental thing to our fledgling democracy, because survival of democracy depends upon transparency of media. Why this is happening today? Particularly, as I feel, there was no intervention till the demonetization in articles. Particularly when government failed to defend the decision of demonetization, there was a plethora of articles criticizing the government policy. Then government started intervening in media. That happened what I feel. The policy is that people should not know the weakness, rather they should know the positive things. That is so that popularity will not decline. What I know, everybody loves power. There is nothing wrong to love power. But what matters most is that one should achieve the power by fair means. Power is such a thing which enable one to have access to privilege, facilities, prestige, big platforms, foreign visits, lot of things. Power one enables one to have access. So everybody loves power. If one gets power, never try to leave it. So everybody tries to retain power or snatch power. That becomes. So when one wants to retain power or snatch power, he will popularize his achievement. That is the main thing. And he will also try to satisfy those who will helpful to get power or regain power. And in present context, those who rules, they know that common masses do not understand everything. They can be deceived, they can be hoodwinked by creating emotions or dealing with religions, caste, and emotional issues like war. They can be deceived. They do not understand the basic things or basic economics or poverty, hunger. If he belief can be created that whatever available to them, it is the best possible in present context, then they will cast vote. But those who are powerful, they will not favor unless they get concessions. Corporate rich, so they control the powerful people, and they put pressure to get enormous concession. The glaring example is the corporate tax cut. When the economy is crumbling, everybody is losing job, struggling to cope with the livelihood. How Ambani's wealth is increasing and he is bypassing, surpassing other rich persons of the world without the support. Once upon a time, our highest tax slab was 97% income tax. So income tax is reduced, corporate tax is rate is reduced, but poorer section of the society are asked to pay more through indirect tax. The rise in recent petroleum price taxes, excise tax, that affect the poor and it affect the every poorer section of the society. One must also know that beggars also pay tax. Somebody may say that why only rich will pay tax. That is not. Rich are richer because they are given many facilities. They have enjoyed the what government has built. So poorer beggar also pay tax through indirect tax. So government rule regulation favors the rich. Normally it is become easier to retain the power, and those who are influential religious head, they also the government also support their views. So it becomes easier to rule, but by that process, poorer section of the society get demolished, decimated. Their voice are pounded, pulverized, and they get more impoverished. They do not understand that their suffering is due to weak, poor policy of a government. So they don't never resist. So it is the role of intellectual media, it is the role of columnists, writers to point out or to force the government to make it a policy pro people, pro poor instead of pro corporate or pro rich. So if media will be asked to praise government, to highlight whatever positive points and camouflage the failure, then government will have no press, will not face any pressure, and will go for a formulating policy to suit the richer section of the society. So in that case, media has got a tremendous role to play. Sometimes it is told that one should write in favor of the government. Is there not there any positivity of a government? That is quite wrong. A government is elected to perform. A government is not elected, is not to perform. Whoever rules, he will have a huge money to spend. He will have various schemes. So here what is necessary as a columnist, writer, media should tell government where his policy is failing, where is failure. If they do not tell praise anything, that means that it is a positive point. When one visit a patient visits a doctor, doctor do not write say each part of his body, his leg is good, his finger is good, his eye is good, his ear is good, but he point out to where disease is or which part is affected disease. Similarly, a journalist, writer, columnist are like doctors. They should point out which part of the governance or which part of the economy or society or politics is weak, which needs to be addressed. They should not, their hatred should not be created against those people, particularly those who are sacrificed to expose the failure. They should be rewarded, because if somebody writes, somebody tells in favor of government, he has very chance to get rich, he has a chance to get rewards, he has chance to get top post. But those who exposes the failures of government, they take risks, they suffers, they struggles in their life. They neither get support from powerful rich nor get support for whom they also write or raise their voices, because uh, people pay respect to the powerful. People who support the intellectuals, but when matter most, they take the side of the rich. Still, there are many people, those who are basically progressive outlook. They prefer to speak in pro people angle, despite know that they are going to lose many things in their life. But what is the trend is created? You praise, you appreciate, but that is quite wrong. Why, if somebody does not appreciate, who is going to lose? If those who are ruling us, so if people's representative, they are in that place because to serve the society. If they lose power, they should not be worried for this, because they are getting chance to serve the society. If somebody other gets there is nothing to worried. They should go to, they should do their duty. But the main thing is that uh, important thing is that people should not know their weakness. Their policy is that uh, with the they want that people should know their achievement, success, not weakness. So that is why they try to compare themselves with the worse person, worse situation, or worse economy, or worse country. That is quite wrong. In school and college, when we read, our teachers, our parents encourage us to become fast. They don't tell us to emulate the which is worse, or we don't compare which is worse than us. We try to which best, and let us try to surpass it. Similarly, our policy decision, our planning should be that it should try to surpass the other countries previous government preference. But what happens, ruling class always try to compare with the worst situation, worst predecessors, or worst situation of the economy, as it has compared. India was worse affected in COVID-19, it is less affected, there is less infection. Everybody tried to praise it, but now what has happened? At that time, nobody put pressure that time will come, India will surpass other countries. But everybody praised that India is less affected. They praised a unscientific temperament, banging plate, and so many things. And that did not put any pressures. Even they did not put in pressure when Namaste Trump program was organized. Had they put pressure, media put pressure, government would have taken proactive steps, we would not have affected. Even in our country, because of hot climate, there should not be death, because if there will be health infrastructure properly, if there would have been proper treatment, oxygen supply, there would be very less death, because our climate does not suit this virus. But in we cannot compare our situation with the cold countries. But ruler compared, nobody raised voice. Now we are in going to nearer to top. From we were 10th position in May, now we are in third position. Very soon we will cross Brazil, and we may also cross USA. But who is going to be sufferer? Has anybody thought about who has succumbed to this disease, and how if he is survived, what is his mental agony, anguish, how his family have felt, how he is gone on excruciating experience of mental agony, anguish due to social isolation, how now everybody is living in a sense of trepidation, devastation, consternation. So it is not question that what are positivity. It is question to tell that you are failing in that area. But what is wrong? What happens wrong? Somebody exposes the failure of a one ruling class of a same policy, then praises if another ruling class does. In the past, I have seen those who were exposing the failure of ruling class when Congress was ruling, UPA was ruling. Now they are praising the same policy of a present government. And if anybody to be he's honest, criticizes was criticizing Congress failure and now equally criticizing the present dispensation, political dispensation, then somebody come, are you so negative? You are a dissenters, so you go to Pakistan, you are urban Naxals, you are a communist, and so many things they will tell. That is quite wrong, because it is the duty of a journalist, writers, columnist, to push the government to pursue a policy of a pro people instead of a pro rich. When we have seen in a river or a flood, it creates a hole where clay is weak. It does not make a hole when there is a stone or a clay is strong. Similarly, government policy rarely becomes people, pro masses. Rather, it becomes pro rich and pro corporate. So it is the duty of the media, columnist, journalist to tell the truth. And one should not criticize the same policy of a government and support if another government does it. And what I have seen, some support one party, some support another party, some try to neutral, but they are unable to neutral out of fear. They think that who will stand by them. Sometimes they suffer the lesser evil. So that situation should be removed. Media should be given utmost freedoms to express. Otherwise, democracy will be in peril. Even social media, it is so much vulgar language is used. Our youth, instead of trying for a job, instead of fighting for a creation of new job, they get employed there and they use some scurrilous remarks against the reputed persons who are recognized by society. That and society is divided today. Hatred is created against a genuine person who loves the country, who loves the humanity. Those who loves humanity, those who thinks of the society, development of society, future generation, they, despite the repression, despite the hatreds, they try to tell the truth. And media should encourage these people. Media should promote those people who are truthful, who can do good for society, who can better analyze. And normally in a newspaper, when it is published, all the features of government policy or any positivity published in the front page. But what a writer should do, a writer, if a writer will try to reproduce that or copy and paste this, what is published in front page, then what is the role of a writer? A writer should make a critical analysis. A journalist should expose the failures. He should tell the people what people does not know, and he should ignite the people. And if everybody, every journalist, every writers, because become neutral, impartial, and exposes the failures of a ruling dispensation, whoever rules in state or center. Today they should expose the failure of center because BJP is ruling. If Congress rules, they should expose the failure. If other party rules, they should expose the failure. They should not support one, then they should criticize another. And there should not be comparison with the predecessors. If one government has committed mistake, if somebody will find fault with the present government, then somebody will come tell it had happened in UP, or this government it has happened in somewhere. Then everybody will go on. That means what they want to. You appreciate ruling class. What is negativity, positivity is that in personal life, personal family, when one always take negative view of his relations, do not help, that is negativity. But in journalism, media, writers, it is not negativity, it is positivity, because they think for the poor, they think for the masses. Even out of 1 lakh people, if 99,999 are a good, one is bad, a genuine writer, genuine journalist, genuine columnist will highlight this one person, not what are good or which are better position, because they are supposed to be good in position, because our so much wealth is created, so much natural resources is destroyed to create wealth, foods and other things. So nobody should suffer from hunger. It is a failure of a government policy which is responsible for the this inequality, poverty, starvations, because the policy is in favor of pro-rich and pro-corporate. So it is high time media personnel, journalists should be united. They should fight for a truth. What I feel, a journalist or a writer, columnist, if he cannot sustain his creativity, if he cannot give his independent views, if he compromises his philosophy or ideology or become pro-rich, pro-powerful, he may earn awards, he may earn huge money, but he cannot get internal satisfaction, because creativity is such a thing. If it is killed, no amount of wealth can give you satisfaction. So it is a high time that media should protect the democracy. Democracy will be imperiled or in jeopardy if media then does not get freedom. Freedom of expression is our fundamental right. It should be written and it should be fought. So unless media become watchful, because media is watchful, watchdog of democracy, if media does not give correct information to the people, does not point out the failure of government, then rich will become further richer, poor will get decimated, voiceless will be totally decimated, destroyed, devastated, and time will come. Nobody can revive the economy. Nobody can help the economy grow. Emotional issues should not be the criteria to decide the performance of a government. Rather, economics performance should be the criteria. That should be motto. Thank you all.